Hey guys, it's Tat and welcome back to Tips with Tat. Today we're going to talk about social anxiety. We asked you guys on Twitter what you wanted tips on, and our friend Daisy told us that she wanted advice on how to deal with social anxiety. So I'm here to give you 3 tips that will help you deal with social anxiety. So social anxiety or social phobia is the intense fear of being rejected or judged in a social or performance situation. So for example, it could be you are given a task at school to give a speech on the history of bubble tea, I don't know. And you have to go read a PowerPoint slide to your classmates, and that situation, that performance situation or that social situation gives you intense anxiety and you don't know how to deal with it. So how do you deal with social anxiety? It could be a simple thing like getting a call from a friend. You may just get so much anxiety and fear from your phone ringing, and you just don't know how to deal with this. So here are 3 tips that can help you deal with your social anxiety. Tip number 1 would be to journal everything. This has helped me immensely. You just write out every single day how you're feeling. So this way, one day you could write out, today was a good day. I saw my friend, we went out, we watched anime, we read some comic books, and then I went home. And then the next day it could be, I did not leave my house, I slept all day, I did not touch my phone, I was too scared to go to school to give the presentation that I was assigned to, and I skipped work. And then the next day it could be something like, me and my parents went out to dinner, I ordered myself something at my favorite diner. And then in the next few weeks you can go back to the journal and read everything that you wrote, and this way you'll be able to see your progression. You'll be able to see bad habits and good habits you develop over these times. And this way you can see what you have to work on. So if you see every single day, oh, I'm avoiding this situation, maybe the next day I can go out and try to do this. It's all about small steps. So the journal will help you figure out what you need work on. And it's a personal thing, so you don't have to worry about the fear of someone looking at it and judging you because you're afraid to call someone or you're afraid to go see your friend who you haven't seen in weeks. So this will help you see what points you have to work on to help your social anxiety. My next tip would be to set goals. It could be small goals. So week 1, call my friend. You know, you have social anxiety and you're afraid to use your phone, and that's normal. I mean, social anxiety comes in different fears with different situations. For every single person it's not the same. But let's say yours personally is using your phone. Goal for week 1, call a friend. This way it's someone personal to you, and you won't have to worry about, your friend's gonna know how you are. You don't have to worry about being judged by someone who doesn't necessarily know your habits and your dynamic. So week 1, call a friend. Week 2 could be, call 2 friends. And every single week you wanna set yourself a reachable goal. So what I mean by reachable is you don't wanna start by, setting a goal for week 1 to be like, yes, go out in public and, make eye contacts with strangers, become friends with all of these people, go into a room of thousands and give a presentation. No. You don't want to start like that. You want to start small. So the best tip would be to do something you're familiar with. So what I mean by familiar, like I said before, week 1 could be call a friend. You're familiar with the friend, text your friend, hey, can we, go on FaceTime or go on a call, and just call them and talk to them. It's good to start small because you don't want to be disappointed when, you can't reach the goal if it was too much. So like I said before, you don't want to set a goal where you give a speech in front of 1,000 people if you haven't, started at the small one, which would be to call a friend. You could journal this as well. So alongside your thoughts that I was talking about before in tip number 1, you can also journal your goals. So every week, or every day even, you can set goals for yourself. And you don't have to meet them every week or every day. It's just something to give yourself motivation, to get yourself the push you need to build up the confidence. If your goal is to be able to give a presentation, this is gonna help you because you're gonna have the first steps that you need to get to your final goal. And the final tip is systematic graduated exposure. And I know that sounds fancy, but it's not as fancy as it sounds. Essentially what this is it's similar to what I was talking about before. It's a process where you start off doing something you're afraid of, but at the smallest exposure. So before, like I was saying, if you're afraid of giving a presentation in front of 1,000 people, you could start off by giving a presentation in front of someone you know. So Call your friend up. Hey, can I practice my speech with you? Give a presentation in front of them. The next day, give a presentation in front of 2 people, and so on and so forth. Usually this is done with a professional. There's lots of online sites and apps that you can use. And there's even, you can do your own research on ways to self-help social anxiety, but systematic graduated exposure is a great way to kind of get yourself, gradually there to the point where you want to be. So those are my tips on social anxiety. Just remember, it's okay, and it's okay to ask for help. There are so many people and so many places you can go to. You can even DM me and I can help you out. Just know that it's okay and you're not alone. So take these tips into consideration, start small, and you'll be okay. Till next time, bye guys.